If your router bit is leaving burn marks or it's just not cutting like it used to, it may not be dull, it might be dirty. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to clean and then sharpen your router bits so they last longer and cut much cleaner. Even after a little bit of use, you'll notice that your router bit will actually start to build up resin or pitch. Wood resin is a sticky tar-like substance that actually protects the tree from insects, among other things. But when it comes into contact with woodworking cutters like router bits and saw blades, it sticks to the cutting surfaces and will not come off. Wood resin can build up to the point where it actually starts to increase the temperature of the bit, which in turn burns the wood, which is called router burn. Now, we're going to take a look at router burn in more detail in the next chapter, but for this lesson, let's learn how to clean that resin off so that your router bits stay functioning properly. There are many products on the market designed for removing wood resin. This one happens to be my favorite, and it's made by a company called Trend. It's industrial strength, non-toxic, non-flammable, and biodegradable. To use it, simply spray it on the bit, let it soak for a few minutes, use a soft brush, and then wipe it clean with a cloth. It's also a great lubricant, and it helps to prevent rust or corrosion. Sometimes router bits can have rust or corrosion that builds up simply because they're stored incorrectly or they're just old. For example, I have this massive roundover bit that I bought and used just over 19 years ago to make a beautiful cherry frame for my wife. As you can see, it has a little rust that has built up over those almost 20 years of its life. To remove that rust, I find that these brass wire brushes work really good. The brass is soft enough not to damage the bit, but strong enough to clean off the rust and restore the bit. With your router bit now clean, it's time to sharpen it. The sharpening method I'm going to teach you today really works the best if you sharpen your bit often from the time of the bit being new, meaning you don't wait forever for the bit to get completely dull before you decide to resharpen. Basically, it's going to create a lot of work for you, or you're going to have to actually ship that bit out to get professionally done. So here are two ways that you know that you need to send your bit out to get professionally sharpened. First, if you have nicks or blunt spots on the cutting edge, or if you've never sharpened the bit before and it's really old. Second is, after cutting, inspect the shavings, and if they look more like sawdust than thin shavings, it's time to send them out. And here's why I bring this up. The method I'll be showing you only removes the flat side of the cutting surface and not the profile. But sometimes the bit is so badly chipped that a lot of work needs to be done to rebuild the profile that only professional equipment can do. Therefore, in order to prolong the need for professional repair, let's look at a quick way to keep a nice sharp edge on your router bits. I have been using Trend's sharpening tools for a little while now. I have this big stone here which has a 1000 grit side and a 300 grit side, and this is the one we're going to be working with today. It is a credit card size style stone, and it has a 300 grit side and a 600 grit side. The grit is basically the size of the abrasive material on the surface of the stone. The lower the grit, the more coarse it is, the faster it will remove material. The higher the grit, the more fine it is, the slower it is at removing material. The 300 grit side is designed for high-speed steel, which, if you remember back to chapter 2, is the sort of least desirable material to use on a cutting surface of a router. Now, the 600 grit side of this stone is used for carbide, which is what I recommend that you buy. Now, the sharpening process is easy. Let's take a look. To get started, you first need to remove any guide bearings on the bits you'll be sharpening, which is easily done with an Allen wrench. With the 600 grit side up, apply some of the lapping fluid, which is a lubricant that helps to suspend the particles and keeps the stone cool. Again, the idea here is to only sharpen the flat part of the cutter and not the bevel. Roll the bit until it contacts the stone, making sure that it is indeed flat before you begin sharpening. All you have to do is count 3 to 5 strokes on one side, flip it over, and count the same number of strokes on the other side. It's important to remove the same amount of material on both sides to keep the router bit balanced. Well, that's it. With just a few minutes of regular maintenance, cleaning, and some sharpening, your router bits are going to last you a long time and give you some great cut quality. If you're looking to learn even more about routers, I have a full online course. This video was actually a piece of that course, so if you like my style of teaching, I'll leave the link below. You can check out that course. If you're interested in just learning more or being part of a community, I have that as well. I'll leave a link below. It's completely free. You can join in and be a part of our community. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something today. If you did, drop a comment below. I appreciate you. Grace and peace.